What is up, everybody? Interesting. Oh, there we go. Huge. Can't remember the last time. I remember when I was younger, I was super scared of like the notion of zombies. I think it's time, guys, that we switch the music up. I'm gonna start crafting a I don't have any playlists. What? Interesting. Crafting a stream playlist. A newer one where it may be a little bit not for use. But I say as long as we don't get, I'll probably look up a bit more, research it a bit more, but. Yeah, that's my bad. There we go. It's gonna take me a while to craft this, though. That's the thing. I want specific music that I like. There will probably be. Actually, I'm not sure if Genshin will like take me down. We'll see. One Pete. Let's see. Episode 360. Huge. I'm reading like the synopsis right now. What is it? Recently I just bought a Dungeon Meshi, like actual physical copy of the manga. I think it's gonna, I mean, it definitely is guaranteed now to be my first physical manga that I've ever bought. Oh my gosh, my mic wasn't muted. How much do you hear? That was like me gulping down water. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. That must have been disgusting. Did my mic pick that up? You can kind of hear it. That's just, I'm so sorry. If I had to rate Thriller Bark, it'd be C+ tier. It will definitely jump at the end. But those scenes have, yeah, permanently messed it up. Hey, what's up, Wonder? Welcome back. Huge. Okay, that was nasty. I apologize again. It was so gross. At the start, last semester, I've used creatine before, and like very far in the past. And I got no results with it because guess what? I didn't do it correctly. Or not, I even didn't do it correctly, but I didn't make the most of it. I wasn't drinking water. I wasn't eating properly. I was not working out the way I should. This is before I started hypercalisthenics. And the last semester, I actually started doing creatine. I preloaded, I ate right, I drank tons of water, and I saw a very, very impressive amount of, strength increase and all that stuff, all the, water retention, whatever it's called. And so I'm starting again this semester, just preloading sucks because I have to drink so much of the creatine, and I got this like blueberry, or it's like it's a berry flavor, and I already hate it because I've drank it so much. Yeah, how many ounces are in here? Let's see. I think that's okay. That's, yeah, 22 ounces. And I've drinking 4 of these. That's 88 ounces. How many? That is. Oh wait, ounces. Wait, fluid ounces. Sorry, fluid ounces. That's 11 cups. How many gallons? Almost. Yeah, I'm drinking basically a gallon today because I drank a little more than that. Ridiculous. I'm tired of it. But anyways, I will say hello everybody. Hope you're doing well. It's currently 7:30. We're chilling. First day of school. I went to school. Adding a new song to my playlist. I'm listening to songs and then like retroactively adding them to my playlist. Now this. Oh, here it is. And this is Chibula. I'm not even gonna try to say that. I'm just gonna add it to the playlist. Cool. But yeah, hope all is well. Shout out to everybody who had their first days of school today as well. A big day, big important day. I know some people in the Dropbox Discord who are starting art school. Shout out to that. I mean, I only saw one person. I won't say their name for respect of privacy, but shout out that one person. Yeah, school. I will probably talk about it a lot during our warm-up, and in fact, I will. Yeah. So here, I have like 80 tabs open. I need to close a couple real quick. I realized I'm going a bit too far with it. But I hope you guys have had some good days, dazzling and wonder. And let's finish it off with some fun drawing or whatever you guys may be doing tonight. Cool. Whether it be starting Peter Hahn's book, or not Peter Hahn's, Scott Robertson's book, or drawing a zombie horse. Let's pop over here. I remembered the bind correctly this time. I'm insane. Oh, let's also set up that timer. There we go. Cool. Let's get started. I also hate how they try to glorify invisible. Yeah. Or not even they. It was Sanji. And Sanji doesn't drop that stupid. It's not even a bit. I wouldn't even call it a bit, but that behavior, he doesn't drop that. It's ridiculous. And they could have done so many other things with the invisible devil fruit, like giving Zoro an actual like formidable villain to fight, and like making him rely on something that I can't tell you if that exists yet, even though it has been mentioned in Skypiea a lot. But yeah, no. And you're never really gonna get it back. Sanji peaked. Actually, no, he does. You do. I mean, you know, Whole Cake Island. It's hard to hate Sanji there. But you lose it again in both Wano. Egghead. Actually, he hasn't had any moments in Egghead, so good on him. Not that I know of, at least. He hasn't really had the opportunity. Egghead's so new, right? Ooh, I like this song. I'm gonna add it to the playlist. I'm gonna be doing that a lot this stream, but oh no, where did it go? This song I'm listening to is now called Owlboy by Strato, or from Strato. Oh no, it's the game Owlboy. The song is called Strato. Cool. Strato. Cool. Here we are. Cool. What else? So yeah, today, you know, first day of classes. All my professors are actually quite good. There's one professor though that I immediately switched out of his class. He is a professor that is not up to date with like modern technology. He made that very clear in class and he was proud of it. He spent the entire class ranting about a sorting algorithm that we don't even need to learn. And he said that. And the class is kind of at an opportune time, but this comes with a caveat that will affect probably the stream, maybe, I'm not sure yet. I switched it for a class that ends at 6:45 p.m., which means I have little less than 15 minutes really to bike back to my apartment and start the stream. And that's tomorrow. That's Tuesdays and Thursdays. So we'll see what happens. Worst case, we'll delay the stream by like 15 minutes on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Probably not a huge issue. um, in the first place, but just so you guys know. I'll say it once and I'll say it again. The best professors I've ever had are people who are, you know, actively working in the fields that I'm pursuing. Research is great and experienced individuals are great, but a lack of modern day experience is not very helpful in our ever-changing world. And it's disappointing that you know, I have to go through these classes, right? But it's whatever. I could rant about it all day. I won't. Other than that, though, I've had one of my professors I'm super excited to study under. It's a software security class. Lots of great chances to, like, our final exam is to hack into an application and then send the owners of the organization or application a letter saying, hey, we hacked into your stuff. It's vulnerable. Fix it. Which is very cool. He's very gung-ho about the entire class being, you know, we want experience. We're going to be doing stuff actively. It's not going to be a passive learning vocabulary and pointing at things and saying, oh, this is integrity and this is... No, we're going to be in the code. This is not good. Why? It means it has to probably exist right here. That just really messes with this vanishing point, doesn't it? Eh. Oh my gosh. Oof. I'm telling you, it's the sweater. That's what's causing me to fail. It's good enough. What's your opinion on the whole shadow lore? What do you mean shadow lore? Like Moria's ability? Or do you mean like the lore of the One Piece world? Oof, yikes. Shadow's getting ripped up. I forgot what happens. I'd have to, like, recap. All I know is Moria can, like, take shadows and then put them in people. Or, like, things. I think Moria's ability is really cool. And of course, it's one of those classic things where, like, only Moria used it better. I forget, one of the most underrated abilities in One Piece is a character you don't know, totally, that you will see in a bit, called Bartholomew Kuma. Or just Kuma. The Paw fruit. The applications are awesome, I think. Kuma definitely uses it in very creative ways. Decent ellipses today. Not complaining. Gosh, I sometimes keep up the retention graph on YouTube, but it's just inaccurate. It just does not say what is correct. Gotta practice a lot of our ellipses today because we're gonna be drawing the horse. The ghost fruit. Oh yeah, the hollow fruit. Very cool indeed. I'm assuming that's what you're talking about. Oh my goodness. What was I saying earlier about my ellipses? Oh my gosh. Awful. Let's fix that up, huh? A bit better, but what happened? Do you think you're gonna see these characters again, or are they just gonna kind of be like a Nell, where it's just a one-off? I'm taking off my sweatshirt because apparently, what the heck happened? My ellipses were so good, and then I said that they were good, and now look. Ridiculous. Bit better. Or wobbly though, or wonky, I should say. I don't know. After seeing this arc, would you change what fruit you'd want? Yeah. I can't wait for you to get to Saba Odi. Oof, messed it up at the end. Fire fruit, yeah, you can't go wrong. I think yours may change very soon. Actually, no, yeah, it's gonna be at Saba Odi probably. But we'll see. If not, Dressrosa, where you get to see it more. One thing Oda does do later, because like right now we're seeing most of the villains have exceptional devil fruits. You know, with the shadow fruit, ghost fruit, the lightning fruit, whatever it's called. I think you did see Kizaru's, but I'm not gonna say his just in case you haven't. The cat fruit, which is like just very powerful. What is it, Logia or whatever? The sand one is your second favorite. Yeah, once again, very powerful paramecias. But later, it's actually no, there's still paramecia. I'm getting them confused. Logia, paramecia. I need to look up a chart. I can't remember. Anyways, decent warm up. We're probably gonna do a couple more ellipses actually. Just bash my fine liner against the table out of rage. Oh, wait, what am I talking about? Punk Hazard is where you get to see like the best of this fruit that I'm not telling you what it is. That one's exceptional. Oof, wobbly. Jeez. Wobbly. Feeling that Luffy's fruit is something special. Interesting. Why do you think that? Or do you think he'll get a new fruit later? Cool. Huge. Okay, I'm more comfortable with these ellipses. They're not the best, but definitely good enough for what we're trying to do today. So, the horse construction. It's going to take a lot of effort. I'm actually going to take a quick BRB. Everything in the stuff together, as one said. And yeah. Oh, I'm kind of wheezing. I just realized. Oh, that's not good. We'll see what that's about. Anyways, I will be right back. Interesting theory, Cat, but I'll raise you one. How is that any different from... Oh, goodness. Also, my music player's tweaking because I have another program open that's playing music as to add more music to it. Anyways, how is that any different from Chopper's points, or when Enel had that like giant transformed form, or whenever oh my gosh, why am I forgetting his name? Crocodile. Um, turn didn't he like have a? There's the storm he did. Trying to think of others. You don't really see that from Robin yet. But interesting theory. Ah, gotcha. Do you think it'll? So you think it's the same fruit? Gotcha. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. I can't confirm or deny anything, sadly. Yeah, what's it said over here? Cool. So yeah, horse construction time. We talked about the proportions and stuff yesterday, so now it's just a means of accomplishing that. We want to be referencing, the main horse, not trying to obsess over our geometry and stuff here, albeit impressive, I might say. We want to be focusing over here, right? Oh, it's kind of weirdly shaped for you guys. So I'll fix that in a second. Very awkward. We'll do that. There we go. It's good enough, right? We'll do that. There, cool. Hopefully good enough. Yeah. Yeah. Cool. So yeah, it's intimidating. It's a lot of forms that we have to keep track of. But I mean, what else can we do but do it? This time I'll make a conscious effort to, if the proportions aren't like egregiously off, it'll be fine, right? If the head's a little bit too far right, too far left, it's fine. Now if there's major mechanical errors, then yeah, but those were minor, and that's why my wolf dog suffered. So yeah. Anyways, let's get started. So taking a brief, just quick reminder, our torso, it's about 2 torsos length long here for the body, a little bit over that. The pelvis is about, or waist, whatever, yeah, pelvis, is about, what, a quarter, we said, of the actual, I don't think, did I ever measure that last stream? I don't know, let's see. Oh. It's a little bit less than half, a little bit more, closer to like 5/8. Which is a bit of an unfortunate size. Yeah. Well, really, that doesn't seem right. Yeah, it's a little bit less marginal than I thought, but whatever. The entire thing is about 4 torsos wide. Oh yeah, we said 3/4 for this yesterday, I believe, because this was about 3.5. Oh wait, we don't want to do that. We want to measure the actual thing. This one's a little bit over 4 torso heights, which is a weird number as well. I thought it was a bit more exact last time. I think for in the ballpark it'll be fun. But yeah, 3.25. Adjusting for the extra length and I gave it and the gaps, we should be, yeah, pretty much there. So yeah. And we know the torso is once again two torso lengths. Or the rib cage. The torso is 2 rib cage lengths. Whatever. You guys get what I mean. And plus, it doesn't really matter if I say things wrong. I'm going to change the music up real quick. And we're going to get to it. Okay. So yeah, time to kind of like subdivide everything. It's also important that we acknowledge that we're the center of the pages in relation to all this, and the tail is misleading, but we want to be putting basically the middle of our sausage form in the middle of the page, which means only a little bit to the right should we have the torso length. I'm actually going to measure everything in torso lengths height-wise. Should be near 3.25. 3.5. Okay, we'll say conservatively 3.5. Or yeah, generously, I don't know, liberally. What are the Yeah, I'm not making a joke about that. Okay, so yeah, that means 3.5 by 3.75. Nami should get a double for it. Maybe something to do with weather or rain. She's the weaker version of an L. Why do you say weather or rain? Why not like something involving maps? Since this is relatively square-like, we're worried about height once again. And we're basically dividing it into a little bit less than thirds. So if we could fit 3 of these in here, these are quarters, would be fine. So we can expand it a little bit bigger than that. That's about, yeah, about the size I want. That's like what, a little over an inch and a 3/4, inch and a half maybe, something of the sort. Yeah, so we'll mark the center of our page. So about right here, I'd say. Just eyeballing it. Oh, we also need a fresh pen because she's good at navigating. Then why wouldn't she have something like a fruit involving maps? Huge. Maybe like knowledge of the seas or even controlling the sea, like the ocean fruit. So center of the page. We said our torso length wants to be a little bit less than a third. I eyeballed that decently there, so preferably about this long. So. Now this is only just a temporary unit because, oh, maybe smaller than that. Anyways, we're gonna move it to what we know to be about right here-ish, maybe a bit more to the right. So starting right here. Let's also move over real quick. Use this one as the reference. Help us think a bit more organically. And we're gonna just toss this right here. Shrink it a bit. So now this should give us generally 3.5. That's pretty much good. Once again, length we don't have to worry about too much. It's the height. That's the kicker. We're gonna go in here. Now we just want an ellipse. Looking at it, higher degree tilted up. Tilted up actually quite a bit, maybe 45 degrees, so 30 to 40. Useful combat, gotcha. And the center line, that means this ellipse needs to exist practically like this. Actually, I'm not going to rotate it as much. Then height-wise, so yeah, it would be going from like right here, maybe right here on the edges. Height-wise, I think we said it was about 3/4. Yeah, so 3/4 of this go to the height. Then again, I'd rather eyeball it when it comes to degrees than restrict myself too much. Putting some guiding lines, guiding dots down could be helpful, but I don't want to. Decent start. Okay. We can maybe go somewhere with this. Given the complexity of the face, I may want to draw bigger, but we have so much going on, I don't know how much I want to commit to that. Not a huge fan of the line work, really at all, but we'll continue. So we know the whole body's a little bit over 2 torso lengths, so the pelvis will probably end up somewhere around here. And in that, we're going to be rotated a bit to the side. We know for a fact that's going to be higher up there, around that. And we want this smooth kind of motion. We want to swing up rather early. And we know that the center line of this will exist about right there. still that dent right there that's bothering me a bit, but we'll get over it. Gotta head out. Of course, thank you very much, and have a good one, Kat. Enjoy your One Piece. So yeah, we know the top of the boot, the butte. It's not that high. High, for sure. Higher than this, yeah, but nothing too crazy. We want about 3/4 of this in height, probably. I think that was, let's remeasure. Maybe a bit less. Yeah, that's a lot. It's probably about this much here. Still a lot. And this is the edge, so it would be somewhere like this, because we're going to have to be a bit more rotund. I think we definitely failed the major axis of that, yeah. Should have been tilted away more, and the degree is way too high, or low. This actually may still work. I actually kind of see it still. We'll stick with it. And then we have our dip towards the head, or the main body, I should say. Cool. I think I swung it away a bit too much, actually. But we'll continue. Like, this seems like it's going too far into the page, which should be probably a bit more flat. So that means this degree needs to increase, I think. The degree of the contour line. This thing, the degree needs to increase as well. Interesting. I wonder how... my brain. In fact, the more that I look at this, it doesn't feel... It looks 3D to me, which is great, but it feels like it's turning away way too much. Like, yeah, we're probably going to redo this because of that. This is a technical issue, right? Where's the red pins of death? Oh wait, I forgot to keep them up here now. Here we go. So let's do a bit of a brain experiment to kind of help us out. This, I feel, should have been slightly smaller degree, right? Or larger. The contour line pointed a lot more still towards the front. Because if something's twisting away from us, then this degree decreases, right? Because eventually, if it's twisting away from us, then at some point, if it keeps twisting further and further away, we'll be looking just at the flat section, right? And then if it keeps twisting, then at some point, it's going to start increasing again, but the contour line will be on the left side. And so this degree was way too small. Instead, it needs to be a lot larger. And so that also means, because this is changing and we know the pelvis to be a spheroid, like a... something like this. I held that like my pencil, that was weird. Like, this is exaggerated, right? But a very rotund, like almost pill shape, but definitely not, just a lot less. You get the gist though, right? That means this degree needs to decrease a lot of the, or increase a lot, oh my gosh, from the outer form. So yeah, this probably would have been better if it, oof, voice crack. That would have been probably perfect. Now the sway of the stomach, I feel like it also needs to be smaller. I'm okay with this, because yeah, then we would have had the whatever, right? Um, I just feel like this probably should have been smaller, so we could have more of that broad chest. But also we have to remember working underneath, and we actually want some room. To add that little stomach mass. And we'll then be having a point where we need to add that chest mass as well. As for the leg, we did just the simple sausage forms. See, that feels better to me. So yeah, that's the objective. Let's do that. Still solid start, and I'm glad I didn't abandon the piece right at that first part, but that was definitely a technical issue at the end that we should have caught. Yeah, once again, center of the page-ish, somewhere around there. We know to move to the right, and that's nearly where our thing will start. It's gonna be about a third of the page, a little bit less than a third of the page, because we need that extra half. So this would be a perfect size for it. It's gonna be a bit angled. I'd just like to add some gesture to the body, right? It's actually very angled. Thanks. And just for, caution, this we should be able to fit 4 of these, or 3 of these, or 3.5. 3 3/4, Jesus. Which it looks like we're definitely going to be able to. So, in fact, I would extend it just a little bit forward and flatter. There we go. I did. Okay. So yeah. And then I'm okay with a chunkier degree this time. Smaller degree than I expected. Still make it work though. And in fact, I'm gonna start making, if I ever do this, them flat, because that's just a bit too much. I get it, but I feel like, yeah, that is a bit excessive. Let's add that center line here. That'll help inform how and where we place the center line and kind of this one in general. We know that it's a little bit more than a torso away. That's the very butt end of the horse. Ish. And we know that it exists just a bit taller than the from right there. And then the torso, the pelvis itself is about just a little more. We want a wider degree, which is tough because the moment we restrict its direction, what I'm going to call the positive x-axis, the moment we restrict that and say it has to land here, then our y is kind of locked if we want a larger degree. Yet I still don't want it to have a large profile in the y direction, because if it's too big like this, then we can't get that good sway in the stomach. So we kind of have to balance it here, cutting corners where we can. Just going to double check that height makes sense. Yo, how's it going, Understanding? I'm doing pretty well. First day of school, getting ready with our horse construction. How about yourself? Oof, that was very spherical as well. I didn't intend for that to be so spherical, and just very wobbly as well. Huh. Anyways, let's get a... That line almost makes it good. It doesn't, but contour line. That's solid. I like that a lot. Even if the line work was shoddy and shaky and gross. It still feels like it's disappearing to the distance so much too much, but I'm still good with this. First day of school for me too. Super excited. How are the first impressions of professors? Actually, instantly dropped one and switched to a class that ends at 6:45 p.m. on Tuesdays and Thursdays because he showed like absolutely no like he was one of those professors that took pride in the fact that they just don't know modern technology. This is for my data structures and algorithms class, or it's the design and analysis of algorithms, so the step up from that where you do formal proofs. And he just made it absolutely clear that he had no intention of teaching us. So I made it absolutely clear. I mean, no, I didn't. I just made it an absolute point to switch classes. That's a wonderful warning from a professor that they don't want to teach and they're only on tenure. Other than that, though, my professors are great. I'm really excited to be learning from several of them. For my 8 a.m. today, one of my professors just showed up late, read through the syllabus, and left. So huge. Wait, how about yourself? Hopefully you had hopefully you had professors as great as my good professors and none of my bad professors. And I like how you asked how are your professors looking, because you definitely understand that it's not the class, it's the professor. I mean, there are some hard classes, no one will be able to teach discrete math well, except for like Trev Tutor on YouTube. But yeah, it's definitely the professor. Oof, landed a bit early there. Didn't mean to do that. My arm jittered up a bit, but I'm happy with this form, so we'll continue. Now, as for the placement of the head, this is where things get really tricky, but we're going to use the top of the skull. Oh, you guys can't even see it. This right here to help gauge how far it should be from our invisible torso, which is about right here. So far, they're cool. Only had one that was kind of hard to understand, but I'll get used to them. Yeah. But hey, great to hear. We don't need any more. Last semester, you weren't here, so I'll just give you the rundown because I bet like everyone's heard the story 100 times. You start off the class by saying the final exam will separate the strong from the weak. He said you'll only get an A if you look like you deserve it. Trying to think of, oh yeah, life is a zero-sum game. You should not be helping your fellow students. Which I get, like, don't cheat, right? But like also don't tell students that life is a zero-sum game. That is a patently false idea. Or we have Machiavelli in our, no, whatever. That was just some of them. I don't think he really did anything. He stole the other good professor's slides and still kept that guy's name on it. And then all of the quizzes and homeworks were created and graded by the TAs. And we didn't get through half of let's say we had 8 assignments. We only got through 3 of them because he just couldn't get his TAs in order, which I don't blame them. A lot of the TAs were great and carried the class, but yeah, no. I'm spiteful of that class. In my section, there was like this was like one of those classes that everyone has to take. In my section, though, which was a smaller section, there's 23 people. 11 got A's and 11 got B's, and 1 person got an F. This is because he rounded the final, which was an average of 54, a median, I think, of like a 60, and the highest grade was an 83. He rounded it so people will get A's and B's, because otherwise most would have been B's, C's, and D's. So, cool guy. Thankfully, we don't have that professor ever again. He teaches the OS class, which was something I was excited about. I am no longer excited about, though, because it's him teaching it. So, there you go. But yeah, glad to be out of that semester into this one anew. Interesting. The head is about a torso. Uh-oh. That isn't right. What? Let's get the measurements. What's going on here? But now I no longer have 4 classes on Wednesdays. Or Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, sorry. which means I won't be as tired when we stream. Did I mess up the height of this? Okay, no, it's about halfway through the head. So that means about 3/4 because the head is half the torso height. Cool. I know, and I loved it was our computer systems class, so it's something that I am passionate about, like learning about how Linux file systems work and networking and oh geez, all that stuff. And yeah, he really scared me out of the not the major, but scared me out of the enjoyment I got from it, which is a no-no. Uh-oh. This ain't right. Our ears may be a bit scuffed. That's like the center of the head right there, I guess. Yeah, it's risky because the new guy I'm going to for the class I dropped out of today, he has like only 2 ratings on Rate My Professor, and his grade averages are technically lower. I'm able to see the previous grade distributions of classes, and it's technically lower than the current professor I have, but I'd rather learn something and get a worse grade than not learn anything and get a good grade. And I'm a tryhard, so I'm not going to say I'm going to get an A. I'm not guaranteed that, but I know if I have a good professor who cares and I try my best, then it is more likely that I'll get a grade that I fight for. This head is confusing me. I do not trust. While the head is about half a torso height. And plus, I've had professors, they definitely didn't cheat me for a grade, but they've definitely been like, hey, Cav, you should study this chapter because you've not done as well in this chapter. And I'm like, got it, professor, you know. Shout out. That same professor, he knew I was stressed about my grade, and so he emailed me personally the day after the exam saying, hey, you got this grade, don't worry about it. If I don't remember, yes, but do you typically learn through the book? Yes. Or I don't like to, but I have to. Like, but yeah, I call the textbook king. Like nothing trumps the textbook. That's also a red flag I saw today. Sorry I'm yapping, but this is something I'm very passionate about. The professor today said, you can buy the textbook, we're really not going to use it though. I'm like, then why have it? And plus, please, because then you have a curriculum and you're not just there meandering all day about subjects that you seemingly care about, but show no interest in teaching. But yeah, the first time I ever cracked open a textbook and really just got totally into it was my discrete math textbook, because my professor gave absolutely no practice problems or homework and very little proofs. So I just had to memorize that thing. Yeah. I'm sorry to hear that. I hope, you know, here is my game plan for school real quick. This is how I go about it, or how I used to go about it. I'm changing things up every semester. I use Note or Quizlet, KWNOWT, KNOWT, sorry, KNOWT. It's called Note. It's like a free Quizlet or Quizlet for spaced repetition. OneNote, because I take notes on my iPad and I want to use them on my computer. Bamboo Paper is also a decent alternative to that for taking pictures on your iPad, if you have one. Obsidian or OneNote for notes. I really like Obsidian. I'm starting to use it. And then Draw.io, I love for making mind maps. And I just like read the book, write down the notes, either physically or like OneNote or Obsidian. Then I take those, refine it, turn it into a mind map in Draw.io, and then make one-pagers and stuff like that. And then, of course, practice. And welcome to how I do school. That's practically it. I probably don't need to tell you all this, but that's my go-to game every semester. And yeah, this is the first time I've used Obsidian. I'm trying to leverage like the Zettelkasten or however it's pronounced. I'm not a huge fan of the self-help sphere when it comes to studying and note-taking, because I could feel like it can be just, you know, figure out your own thing. But yeah, school is crazy. I'm ready to graduate, but I'm also not. All I want to do is just draw. That's all I care about. Huge. Yeah, you know, craft your own system, find the softwares and things that work best for you, and go about it. I'll testify towards space repetition. That's something I've used towards high school and has been the most, you know, direct, like line of success. I don't know, like determinant of success. Some classes I can't use space repetition for, or it's not that helpful. Some classes I need to use like physical flashcards instead of doing it online, which is weird. Like linear algebra, I had to use physical flashcards for my brain to understand it. Meanwhile, my computer systems class where you have to memorize like command file, you know, Linux file IO commands or socket API, that was all with Note. Of course, yeah. It's also one of those apps that like it pulls a Duolingo and like you have streaks, you have power ups, you have freezes. So it definitely gamifies it, which is nice. There's space repetition, quizzes, everything is completely free. It only has like an AI thing that you can pay for, but no, like I'm not gonna pay for. I don't want that. It might have changed over the summer. I hope it hasn't, but you know, I used it last semester. Of course, there's also Anki. I'm not a huge fan of Anki, and that head is super wonky. Um, Mainly because I burned myself out with my psychology class, like my sophomore year or freshman year. That was my second semester. But so like I hated Anki for a bit. See, the head is slightly to the left. Or, yeah, it's left. It has a dent in its face, and I don't like that. It looks so gross. Whatever. It'll have a muzzle over it, so that sounds okay. Anyways, um, let's do the neck intersection. The neck goes back and then in, so I'm just going to do a very simple this for now, which means probably right there. And then as for going back, we're going to add a lot of muscle, so I'm just going to keep it right there, just about. Does it feel 3D? Yeah. What is it? There's a YouTube channel called 10,000 Hours who does like Anki decks for studying art. I don't know how you put art concepts into an Anki deck, like how you use space repetition to maximize something that I feel like you have to draw. But I don't know. I mean, that guy's researched and knowledgeable about the subject. I'm just a random dude who used Anki once. So I'd go check out that YouTube channel if you're interested. I'm in their Discord. Never. This looks so weird. Is that really what? Mine's angled, but I think so. It is lacking gesture. Oh, I see. It's because I started mine too far in the front. That might actually be a huge issue. Huge, yeah. It's very interesting. I have no idea how they're gonna apply it, but it looks cool. So yeah, this is a weird issue that I've come upon, and I'm not sure if it's something that needs correcting or not, because I'm very happy with everything else. Um, because I'm not sure if we have enough room to put muscle right here, and then the little breastplate that's what I'm gonna call it, the breastplate in the front. And that really stiffens the neck too. So I think, whoa, tricks, cool. I think we'll move that back. Once again, a technical error, something is in the wrong place, not because of a mechanical mishap. Yeah. We'll pull out the red pin of death. Because what we should have aimed for something like that. I'm going to do this just to... There we go. That probably was a bit too far. Or the ellipse should have been larger. Yeah. But yeah, that because then that gives us a good opportunity to do the muscle that sits like this. That looks very square-like. That's a bit weird. I'd like to make it flatter right there. Like that. And of course, our breastplate, that should be flatter right there, but whatever. So, other than that though, I'm very happy with this and the scale, so let us continue. We're doing good today though. We'll take a quick water break. Cool. Thank you, thank you. Even though we just put it into the shadow realm. I get like crazy performance anxiety, not in like in front of you guys, but just in general when I'm about to do an ellipse for construction. Meanwhile, like I've hammered out some crazy stuff for my personal drawings. They're like construction wise, not necessarily texturing. But like some like just instantly I got it in the first try. Yet whenever I'm doing it for Drawbox, I pressure myself way too much. Which I know is a mindset thing, but it's very hard to tell a person to stop caring about something. In fact, that's probably one of the hardest things to tell a person to do. Like the heart of all conflict right there. Cool. So, once again, kind of like hammering this into our brain. About a little less than a quarter of the page, positioned outwards to the side, angled up just the tiniest bit. Remember last time we mentioned that we didn't want it to be too high. We'll be restrictive, a bit more conservative with this. We want to conserve more height because our head was just a little bit close to the top of the page. However, in hindsight, we had plenty of room because I forgot we moved our cranium up a little, which makes it maybe 3/4. Head out. Good luck with the construction. Have a good night. Of course. Don't act like anyone's here. No one's here. Yeah, have a good understanding. Best of luck with your classes. And I hope your professors are even cooler than they seem to be. And like no pop quizzes. That'd be pretty cool too. So, larger degree right here. Of course. There might be a person hiding somewhere. Sadly, my new streamer bot, I can see who's in chat, like by name. Trust me, there's nobody. But thank you, thank you. Maybe if they're not signed in, let's hope for that. I don't know how that works, but cool. Very a bit bumpy at the top. I'm not gonna let my perfectionism force me to redraw that though. I just wish the tail didn't take up so much of this picture so I could make this bigger. Actually, no, because I'm occupying so much of the height, so. Then again, then I wish we could use bigger paper for this, because oh my gosh. There's so much I want to do here. Oh, also don't want to be looking at this too much. Be kind of... That's something I've never noted that I need to correct, though, is I need to start noticing gesture when just doing, like, the raw observation. Because here it's easy, because I'm drawing on top of it, so I can see, but when constructing it with my mind, I need to remember that, you know, even though we're going to be adding muscle to it to conform to the silhouette of the animal, underneath, we should probably give our bone structure gesture, or at least the base forms gesture. Make them bend and twist in the right way, otherwise it'll look pretty contrary to how it should, right? Like there's nothing informing that movement of the body underneath. Now if we erased it, it probably wouldn't be an issue to my knowledge. Be more specific if we like erased the base forms. Kind of like Uncomfy did in that one demo. Shout out. So once again, it's actually a pretty large form, torso, ribcage, whatever it's called. This is the torso. That is the ribcage. Jeez. Yeah, we're gonna go over here by 1. Actually, we want a bit of a gap. So overshoot it a bit. We're gonna be higher than it. Not by much, but just enough where we can get some mileage out of. And then we want only the tiniest bit. Only the tiniest bit over a half right here. So something like that. And I think we made the observation yesterday that it ends at the halfway mark, which would make it very round. So yeah, let's do something like that. I think the degree was too small on this one, but we'll see. That's actually... I wish I didn't start the contour line at the top, because you don't see the top of the form, the butt. I mean, yeah, pelvis. Like, yeah, right. Because like if you're looking right here, maybe you could see the inside of the form in here. I just bumped my mic. I apologize. But yeah, anyways, let's get to it. So then we have our connection right here. Ooh. See opportunity here. Oh no, I went too far underneath. I hate it when this happens, because there's really, I mean, technically it could exist. I just hate it when this happens. I squandered it. Darn. Well, we're not going to spam this. I'm going to redo it, but I'm actually going to go take a quick water break, go get a refill, give myself a bit of a brain break. We're going to pause. I actually do have some extra time compared to usual, especially on a school night. I'm going to sneeze, so I'll be right back. Oh my god. Cool, and we are back. Let's get the music players broken. I could probably fix it, in fact, if I just close my tab with my music. I've kind of given up adding more songs to it. Then again, I haven't found anything that particularly inspires me, so let's fix our song player real quick. Okay, on a refresh it should probably get a bit more fixed up. Anyways, let's get to it. So, I'm gonna take another big sip of water in my voice. Cool. What am I doing? Getting a new piece of paper. Huge. Alrighty, let's focus up. No more yapping about school. About a third. We're not gonna even mention this one. That I don't know what was going on right there. I don't know why I psyched myself out though. Probably smaller than that, yeah. Probably about this tall. Something like that. This is such a scuffed way of doing this, but hey, if it works, right? I feel like it should be larger. Yeah, we'll stick with it. I'm debating mentally. This center line is just completely wrong, but it was a mechanical issue. I'll give myself grace this one time, but I feel like that's going to turn into a lot of times. That's the issue. Actually, let's add more to the stack. There we go. There's not really another angle I would like to construct this from, which is a bit unfortunate. I keep tapering it at the top, and I don't know why. Cool. Oh, but the height is too big. Dang it. Because yeah, we know we need to fit another one of these and then a quarter. So yeah, it needs to be much smaller. What about the legs? Legs wise, yeah, we basically, so yeah, this should be smack in the middle of the page. Oof. So it does need to be smaller. Oh my gosh. Okay. Am I starting to wish I kept the weird neck one or the one where the pelvis was tilted a bit too much? Yes. We'll go a bit smaller with this one. It'd be better if I did it this direction. Oh shoot, that's the wrong direction. Oh no. Dang. How do I Well, now we learned why we don't do it the other direction. That's okay, darn. That's unfortunate. Slowing down on the ghosting did help though. I realized I was rushing a bit. Do I feel overwhelmed right now? Not necessarily, but it is getting to a point where I am getting, rather than overwhelmed, just a bit annoyed. So maybe that's what the precursor to it. Who knows? Really trying to be mindful of like how I'm feeling right now. If I feel like I'm rushing or doing a little bit too much in the pursuit of having accurate work, rather than just completing the objective of the exercise, which is to lay forms about in a way that's believably 3D. That felt really good. I don't want to go that much smaller though. But we really do need 1.5 of these on top. I'm just measuring this, like, right? Like, look at this. If we go here, yeah. Oh my gosh, yeah, it was much more accurate than I thought, but that's unfortunate. Hmm. So how much does that total to? So a little over 5, given how we've been constructing things. I know we had a different number at the beginning, but that just sucks, man. So yeah, smaller than that. Slowing down on my ghosting though has definitely improved my the quality of my ellipses though. So yeah, now we want something that we can fit basically 5 of on the page. A little, actually, technically less. So we're doing fourths again. Did I say fourths? Crazy. Yeah, that means at least the height should be a quarter, right? Or should be vertical height, not tilted. It'll fit. It's just so small. Whatever. Nice. A little bit over half. Whoa! Oh my gosh. Welcome back, Fatima. 2 times in a week? Has it been a week? I don't know. Yeah. 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 What is up? Oh my gosh. And yes, every drawing starts with the eggy ellipse. Could never start one without one. That is my spirit animal. How's it going? Woo! Look at that. That was decent. Day two streak. Day two streak of what? Oh, 2 day. Wait, sorry. I think you're like a New Year's resolution. New Year's resolution. Fatima shows up to stream. Huge. No. Welcome back. Always glad to see you. Hope this new year is treating you well. This was awfully large. I'm gonna stick with it. I had my first day of school today. I'm not sure if you did as well, but I hope you had a good day of school, if that is the case. I would like this to be a tiny bit closer to us, but not a lot. Okay, that was really off. I'd rather be off in this direction than anything, so yeah. We're gonna stick with that. Solid. That was great. That was what I wanted. Huge. Now this one's gonna be rather straight, which is a bit disappointing, but our main goal is just to make sure it connects properly. That's fine enough. That's good enough. I'll stick with it. Now we can actually line this up quite well, because we know it's practically a little bit more than a half, or it is exactly a half, yeah. So that means the skull will start probably about right here to here, which means... Oh my goodness. The craziest thing just happened. What the heck just happened? I'm crying. Oh my gosh. Have you ever like swallowed a burp? But that was not that though. It didn't want to go. Oh my god. Oof. Why did it fight back? It had no reason to be acting like that. Oh my gosh. Whoa. Whew. That was intense. Anyways. What in the world? This is ridiculous. So we're a little bit under right here. Oh jeez. About right here, yeah. Baby, I guess. Jeez. Oh my goodness. And let's see, the head itself is about just half. Pretty much stays the same. Uh-oh. Do we have rooms for ears? I won't sacrifice this whole drawing for ears, but it'd be a darn shame if we lose ears in this process. A little bit of smearing ink. Sometimes I could buffer it out, but it looks like I couldn't right there. You guys can't see it, but oh my gosh. Why did that one fight? Oh my gosh. That was what the heck? I need more water. I've been drinking like creatine all day, so maybe it's like the powder, it's stuck in my throat and it's like fighting me. This is not a pleasant feeling though. Oh my goodness. Would not recommend to anybody. That's so. Yeah. I'm chilling. The ears are smaller than the head, of course, but okay. I'll be very happy if we can nail this. Oof. Had a moment right there, but it looks like we nailed it. It looks like that's it, guys. It really feels, that feels great. That feels great. Let's do it justice with a wonderful neck construction, and then we'll call it for the night before whatever has infected my lungs kills me. Oh my, oh no. I have no idea what's going on. Whew. My body can't fathom doing a construction without 80 retries. Only, how many? We went through 7? Yeah, 6? This is our 7th. So, not that that's a good thing, but. So yeah, I'm seeing, does the neck go lower or past? It doesn't, doesn't it? So it's gonna land probably about right here. If I'm more concerned with the curve. And then this one's gonna go out like this. It's gonna land back. Pretty kind of as far back as we want, but we don't leave a lot of room for the muscles. So we'll do about that. I actually didn't mean to say muscles, but I was thinking that it would be funny if I said muscles, and then it happened, so yeah. I need to be studied by doctors, man. The fact that I'm able to like breathe and tie my shoes, I think is a miracle. Okay, this is gonna be, you know, let's embrace the ink smears that I have, the little fingerprints of the artistic process. Decent footprint. Ooh, I jittered right there. I don't know why. They tried messing me up. The insidious force within my brain that tells me to mess up every drawing. But we're here. This looks great. I'm happy with it. It looks so stupid. I present you the horse, you know? Like, behold, this is man, or whatever it is. Behold a man, right? Yeah. It looks so stupid. I'm trusting, like, this looks fine to me. I'm happy with it, but it looks like objectively stupid. I'm not even going to do the center line just yet because we may need as much as we can for this for the actual face, and I don't want to like muck that up. So yeah. Oh, this lands a bit too early, but whatever. That's a minimal mistake. Anyways, yeah. So we're gonna wrap it up there for tonight, guys. You already know my schedule. We have a class tomorrow, and maybe I don't want to say permanently, because I could switch back my class or get lucky with the perfect class, which is at a good time with the best professor. which I will literally do anything for that class. If anyone here goes to my school and is taking that class, hit me up. I will pay you all my streamer money to no replace that class now. But yeah, so I'm not gonna say stream tomorrow is iffy, but the time may waver. So don't be surprised if there's a bit of a buffer. I should get here in time, but just be careful, right? But with that being said, everybody, thank you so much for joining me tonight. It's been a blast. I'm slowly building that Game OST playlist. I'm going to look more into YouTube law as to what happens to streamers if they play game music that, or just any music that isn't theirs, right? Or that they have the rights to Creative Commons, whatever. But yeah, so once again, thank you all very much for joining me tonight, and I cannot wait to see you guys tomorrow. And I'm going to hit the right bind this time, too. Thank you. Of course, I forgot to say thank you, Fatima. Thank you, Understanding. I know we had Kat and Wonder earlier in the stream. So yeah, once again, thank you all very much, and I can't wait to see you guys tomorrow. Bye for now. And I hit the right bind, too, but the music player's still broken. Whatever. Okay, see you guys.